Let's talk a little bit about the skin. So when I think about my skin, I know I have scars on it, being a boy, being younger, and falling down, getting bruises. And the extent of my skincare would be just having either a cream or lotion and just applying it on my skin so it won't be ashy. But what exactly is the skin? What type? What does it do? I know it's an organ.
Right.
What is it about? What's its role?
Okay, good. So like you said, the skin is an organ. It's the largest organ in the body. Um, and of course, it is that interface between you and your environment. So taking care of the skin is, vitally important, not just to, your aesthetics or your, outward beauty, but also for maintaining internal balance and homeostasis. Now, a few of the skin's role include one, protecting your insides from the outside. So it serves as a barrier. It's the first line of defense when it comes to your immune system. So there are immune components to your skin. There are things that will be the first line of defense should you have invaders, bacteria, fungi trying to invade. A part of the barrier system of the skin includes its ability to repel extra fluids and other things that will tend to want to be absorbed through the skin. And one of the things that we do without even thinking why we do it, moisturizing. Because when we moisturize, it kind of helps to maintain the suppleness of the skin. And also it creates an extra layer of protection by blocking things that should remain on the outside. So it keeps them out, and then also helps to keep the things like moisture that should be on the inside, in. The skin also protects, you on a whole from things like ultraviolet radiation. So melanin is a pigment that we have. The darker skinned you are, it's just the more melanin content there is in your skin. And melanin serves as well as a barrier between something on the outside. So it absorbs light, and people who have less melanin, are more prone to damage from ultraviolet radiation, for example. So they are more susceptible to things like skin cancer. The skin serves as a temperature regulator. So we'll talk about this a little more later on, but sweating. So sweating is one of the functions that the skin does provide for us. And when our insides start to warm up, whether it's a fever because you're sick or you're just exercising, your body releases that extra heat through sweat. So it mixes that with the fluid, and then it comes to the surface, and then it cools the body down, trying to maintain that internal temperature, which is somewhere around ideally 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So those are a few of the things. Now, there are other things that the skin will do. So the skin helps to or produces a significant amount of the vitamin D that your body uses and stores.
Hence the reason
And
to
so
say the sunlight being
exactly. So a healthy dose of sunlight. So not too much to burn, not too much, that you'll have DNA damage, but just enough that 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how dark your skin is, a day can be, enough to kind of get your vitamin D allotment for the day, but not too much to cause problems. So those are a few of the things that the
correct.
skin does.
And just as in fitness helps you to be healthy, strengthen your heart, stronger bones, different things. What could somebody do? What type of foods would help with skin health or skincare?
Okay. So in a nutshell, essentially, things that are high in antioxidants, free fatty acids, all the vitamins, so the B vitamins as well as vitamins A, D, E, K, things that are high in minerals like zinc and selenium are all good sources, that will maintain or help to maintain good skin health. So, for example, fatty fish like mackerel and salmon, sardines, herring, these are foods that are high in free fatty acids, the omega-3s in particular, and these are essential for building healthy skin cells. And because we don't make these naturally in our bodies, then it's important that we get them from outside sources. Avocados.
Correct.
I love a good avocado.
Yes.
I know. I think people are kind of divided on their thoughts about avocado. So you have the lovers and then you have the haters.
And see how anyone could hate avocado.
I don't understand it either, but avocados are a good source of vitamin E, and vitamin E works well when it's paired with things that are high in vitamin C. So I mentioned before that foods that are high in vitamin C are definitely good for your skin health. Vitamin C helps, with, your hair growth, so it helps with maintaining your the vitality of your blood vessels. So, when people are deficient in vitamin C, for example, you'll see the hairs become more coily. They call it corkscrews. So they come under the skin and they kind of just like curl on themselves. And then you also find that people tend to bruise easily, or they have bleeding gums when they don't have enough vitamin C.
Is that like scurvy? Scurvy?
Yeah, that's scurvy. Yeah, remembering some bio from long time.
Yes, somewhere there. And then those movies, sailors.
Exactly. So yeah, the sailor or somebody who's an alcoholic is like the ideal, person or patient that you would see presenting with scurvy nowadays. Nuts are, one of my favorites. So walnuts in particular are, pretty good for skin health, but so are almonds, sunflower seeds are not truly nuts, but nuts and seeds kind of are lumped together in this category. Now, they have a lot of skin boosting nutrients. They're rich. They're loaded with essential fatty acids, and walnuts in particular have a nice balance of omega-3 and omega-6. Now, too much omega-6 can be bad for your health because it actually drives inflammation. But the balancing act here is omega-3s. So omega-3s decrease inflammation, and walnuts is are kind of the epitome of nuts when it comes to that balance. Nuts are also high in zinc. And zinc is a good, it's a cofactor in a lot of the processes that happen in our body. It's necessary for maintaining that protective barrier that we talked about earlier. Wound healing, repairing the skin. So people who are deficient in in zinc in particular, are prone to things like eczema, and the skin gets extremely dry, amongst other stuff. And sunflower seeds would be the next one on my list. And I enjoy eating sunflower seeds. They make a nice garnish on salads, for example, and they're rich in vitamin E, in selenium. They're also rich in zinc, and they're a good source of protein. So for people, for example, who might be dairy